G'day, this is Corey, and I can't fucking help myself. I'm making another one. This time it's a 32-inch scale bass. It's going to be similar to twin basses I made about 5 years ago. I made one as a thank you to Dan Thompson for doing the collab with me. And the original plan was I was going to pick up the other one forever. But then I ran out of money, so I ended up selling it. Regretted it since. And I've had it back. Got to do some work on it. Actually remade the neck because the glue that I used in it and where it was stored didn't agree. Started delaminate because it was in a hot garage. So yeah. So I thought, you know what, I'll make another one. And this time it's not going anywhere. So I made up these two neck blanks and I couldn't decide which one I was going to use to start off with. And they remind me of Nepal and ice cream. So I glued them up off camera the other day and got them both to where I want them, and then I end up choosing the one with the darker wood in the middle, which is the one I'm gluing the headstock accent piece on. It looks like I'm doing more, but it's only the accent piece for the headstock. So yeah, there's the background on it. I have regretted selling it every time I think about those bases. So I'm doing I guess a more modern uptake. I'm going to use the new shape, and it's still going to have a similar top to the originals. I will have a thumbnail that shows the original base in there, and I was streaming at the same time, so I was thinking of ways to do this and use my bench as well, because I've got other projects on the bench. But yep, just routed it to the template, and now I'm doing the F-holes. I haven't actually spoke about what I'm doing, so yep, F-holes. So this is where I've decided to put the volume pot, and it looks like a real crooked coast around where I'm going to chamber the inner part of the top and cut this slab into thirds, because I thought it's not going to be worth anybody else having that, because the amount of prep that I'm going to have to do with the resin and everything, I don't want to pass that on to someone else. Like, I try to be fair with pricing and everything. So anyway, I'm going to glue the headstock part of the neck on. I started doing it the Dave Dickens way, which is like a totally different piece of wood. Leave a bit overhanging, clamp it down, and then cut it off. And then you'll see very briefly that I run it through the sander to get it all nice and flat. I wanted this to be a one-piece body too, so normally it's easy to cut it down into two pieces and then get everything flat and glue them back together, but I didn't want to lose any of the crack that's in the middle, because it goes all the way to the body and you can see light through it, but you won't when you pop it on, obviously. sound, most of this tool, as I said, most of this was done on the screen, except for pretty much the neck work over the top of my bench. And here I'm flattening off the end grain, so when I do the resin pour, I've got a nice level spot to make a mould around. And then I finally levelled my bench off and tightened the bench on the drill press and used forcing a bit to get rid of a lot of the chunk out of here, and then I'll get in and I'll use her out to clean it all up. So I cut that little nub off with the bandsaw, and I super glued and masking taped it to these 3 sheets of MDF, ran it through a sander until the whole thing got sanded, and I knew it was flat. And so I do a lot of them, and sometimes I forget to record this section. So this is slightly longer than a 32-inch scale. I have a fret slotting jig and the template that goes with the jig, and it's actually a 34-inch scale, but I cut it off at the first fret, and I've read online, so it's got to be true, that the scale ends up being 32.0891 inches apparently. So I'm trusting that, and measured up with the old neck that I replaced on the other one. It all lines up, so it's all gravy. And yeah, here I tried to show progress while not showing much of it. I showed each pass because it didn't take too long. I didn't show each fret slot because its wiring's all batshit. And yeah, this is how I do my crush rods. I super glue and masking tape that jig down, line it up with the centre line, 6mm bit until it's 26mm deep with that jig, and then the next bit I actually use the bull nose bit, and I don't normally do that, but on this one I did, and that one goes to 28mm deep, and just marking centre lines so I know where to make it all, and then put some cocktail sticks in as locating pins, and then I glue the fucker down, and that is it. So I'll catch you all later. If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, like it. If you want to annoy people that you don't like, share the video. If you want to sub, please sub, because at some point I'd like to make very little money off these videos. So anyway, catch you later.